Alright guys, so this will be kind of an introduction video on a new series on this channel. I really enjoy chess. Unfortunately, the enthusiasm that I have for chess is not reciprocated and matched by my skill level in the game. Man, unrequited love, it is quite difficult. But I'm dedicated to turn this around and make this into a bit of a redemption story like this. If you know, you know. Now, I'm a chess fan, mainly because I respect those who could play chess at a high level, because I very clearly cannot and do not. But that being said, I'm a 600 elo chess, which is about where I'm at right now, is by far the best chess, period. Full stop. I think it's the best chess on the planet. Unplanned openings, clear winning positions turned into losing positions and even lost positions. Being up 3 points plus on the evaluation bar to losing in maiden one. That is 600 elo chess. The highs, the lows, makes you want to laugh, it makes you want to cry, it makes you think you're a genius, it makes you think like you're the world's biggest idiot. And I love 600 elo chess. And I hate 600 elo chess. It's a love-hate relationship. So I watch a lot of YouTube chess videos. I'm a fan of Gotham Chess or Levy.
This white sacrificed the rook.
I'm a fan of Anna Kramlin. I'm a fan of the Botez sisters.
What?
Gotham Chess in particular, it has been a bit of an inspiration recently for me with his Road to GM series. Taking inspiration from that, I decided to make a more modest series here on this channel, a Road to 800 elo chess.com rating. And let's be honest, that's probably going to be my peak. Since chess is a bit of a fan bases, like other sports, like soccer with Ronaldo or Messi, or basketball with Michael Jordan and King James. Popper James, I think, is the title he goes with, or even the Twilight series. I am Team Hikaru. Magnus is obviously a chess god, but nonetheless, I'm Team Hikaru. Instead of doing a Road to GM series, which I want to be clear, I totally can do.
Why the fuck you lying?
I decided to do a far more modest Road to 800 elo, or 800 elo on chess.com. Eventually, I would like to make it to 4 digits. It'd be super awesome, but I probably think that's probably my ceiling here. So a little bit about me. I am an attorney. I am trained to think logically. You would think that would translate into chess. I'm here to tell you it does not, unfortunately. I struggle with chess a lot. I am not a visual person. I don't see the moves before they happen, or even see like what is opened up in terms of my vision naturally and intuitively. It's not something I do well. So if you could imagine having a knight in the middle of the board, some people kind of just intuitively see the vision of that knight, what moves he could move, or that knight can move to. Whereas I'm not quite at this level, but I'm damn near counting up 2 over 1, up 1 over 2. It's embarrassing, very inefficient. It's a waste of time, which is, I play 10-minute rapid games, so it hurts. I'm always in time trouble, and it's, as you will see, I will forever be in time trouble probably. And I'm also very much guilty of getting stuck in my own ideas. I get tunnel vision on certain ideas, and I just keep doing it when facts and play changes. There's times where I should do something else and look for a better alternative, and I do not, because I am focused on what I already had planned, and it gets me in trouble. So currently I am 631 on chess.com. So 800 chess.com rating should be doable before I die, I hope. So this is going to be the first video, and I want to show you my current level. There's going to be no gameplay in this video, but yeah, I want to show you kind of where I'm at. And to be clear, that level is freaking awful. I know no openings. I kind of just do whatever, except that my whatever when I'm white is exclusively an e4 pawn push. I don't do anything else. No other opening exists in this world except for with white e4, 100% all the time. I've been trying recently to do different openings, but I know very little of openings. I have no opening repertoire. I watch a lot of chess, so I know several of them. I could rattle them off. For example, the Vienna, the Caro-Kann, the Sicilian, the Ruy Lopez, the Spanish, the Catalan, the Dutch, the King's Indian, the Grob. I mean, I could just go on and on. The various gambits, the London system, the English game, the Dutch gambit, I think, is one too. Queen's Gambit, the very famous Netflix show, which I absolutely love. King's Gambit. There's just, I know all these words, but they mean nothing. It's like me, I have no substance behind it. I just know they exist. They're openings that exist in the world, but I can't tell you what they are. So I definitely want to kind of focus on one or two openings and try to get a little better at that, because I think that's going to be the best way for me to really evolve as a chess player. Just at least at this level. Very difficult because I barely know the chess coordinates on a chessboard. And what little I have learned is just been from watching chess videos, to be honest. So in this episode, I kind of want to just show you what my current level is, and I'm going to show you 2 games with that. So let's move over to the games. Alright, so this is a game I played, and you're going to see a couple of things here. You're going to see the beauty and the devastation of what is 600 ELO chess. In this game, I'm going to be winning for the vast majority of it. Just going to be crushing it. And yeah, make a couple of little mistakes and off it goes. Problems were made and I ended up losing this game. And another thing you're going to notice also is time management. I'm really bad at time management. I need to get better at time management. I spend too much time worrying about moves that should be obvious to everyone but me, and I just calculate out the lines, which calculating is a very generous term for me, as you're going to see. But let's get to the game. That's enough about this. So I, like I said, am an exclusively and only an e4 player. That's all I play, e4. So my opponent develops their e5, pretty standard stuff, a handful of book moves. Historically, I've always done the bishop's opening here with e4 and then develop my bishop out. I always did this, and I'm starting to tweak this a little bit. I'm going to try different things recently. But here we go. This move made no sense to me. I was appreciative. That knight has very limited scope. Why would you put it on the edge of the board? It doesn't influence as many squares as you would like it to. I mean, as far as I know, it's going to influence that and that. And as you can see, I am visually making L's here. That's how bad I am at visual chess. Yeah. So I go on normal development, I thought. Move that, attack that free pawn, which is free at this time. My opponent develops their bishop. It's an inaccuracy. As you can see, my eval bar is already through the roof. It's almost at 1.8. That pawn is no longer free, so I don't think to take it. And I decided, you know what, let me reinforce this pawn and this pawn. Or this bishop, I mean. So I move. It's a good move. It's not the best move. My opponent continues his development, gets the knight on board. I decide to go forward and create some issues and ask some questions here. As you can see, My bishop is attacking the queen, it's protected by my knight, and it's also attacking this knight. I don't think that's a good trade, but I might end up doing it because of me. Maybe it is because it does force them to take, so create some pawn structure and balance. So my opponent moves up, and here you see the eval bar going up even higher. So what are kind of my options? I could take here, but then they could take back. That doesn't look good, or they could even take back with their queen further developing. I could take their knight here, which forces them, doesn't force them, but they should take back. It's an equal trade. I do give up a slightly more powerful bishop for a slightly less powerful knight, but I create an isolated pawn, which could be a problem later on, and I create double pawns. Isolated double pawns, I should say. So I decide to take. It gives me a great move. So yeah, my opponent moves forward, which was befuddling to me. I could not understand for the life of me as to why they would do that. So I move back just to centralize my pawns, and then my opponent moves forward, attacking this. I decide to take, which is the best move. They take back, which is a good move. So my opponent has control over these 4 squares. With his pawns, he has 2 in the center. I decide to again ask questions about this and his queen. And yeah, it's protected again. There's not much he can move in front. I guess he can move the bishop, and we can trade off bishops. I'm up 3 points of material. Trading sounds perfectly great to me. I'm trying to trade off as much material as possible with even exchanges. So my opponent does the best move, which is moving that. I decide to take, which is the best move. Here, I did an equal exchange. I did help him up develop a little bit, but I still think this is perfectly fine. Going forward, I develop my bishop 1 square diagonally, asking questions of this knight. And again, just looking for pure trades, equal trades. I am happy with that. My opponent finds an excellent move of moving this forward, this pawn forward, and it's going to cause an issue going forward because if I take, he takes, I'm going to now have to move my knight to a safe square. I take, he takes with the queen, which surprised me a little. So here, I think I make a bit of I make a little bit of an error here. I'm in check. That's under attack, but it's defended. That's under attack, but it's defended. I have 2 options for defense here. I can move my bishop back or move my queen. I was in the let's trade mode, so I was like, let's trade queens. I'm happy with that. And he castles, so I'm like, okay, I'll take your queen. And he takes back, and then again, I'm gonna have to move my knight. It's unprotected. So here I move it back, targeting that pawn again. He moves his knight, getting it out of the possible trade and attacking my bishop here. So I decide to give a check here. He's forced to move. I decide to castle, and here I lose a lot of my advantage. And I would love to figure out why this is okay and this isn't. So if I look at it, he could push his pawn. I take, open it up. Or is it moving here, check? I'm just not sure. I don't easily see it. So here I begin, so I've lost a lot of advantage by castling, which I would say 80% of the time is the right thing to do, except this time. So he pushes the pawn, which I saw. I'm like, okay, I'll just And what I saw here was, and I'm not sure if this is right, obviously this is under attack here, this way. But if he takes this way, I take, he takes, I take, equal exchange, we're fine. If he takes this way, I take back, and I'm defending that as well. And if he takes here, I take back, equal exchange. I'm still up 3 points of material. So I'm thinking I'm okay. So I move down here to protect this, because my concern was he might take that, and then let's say I move my knight out the way and this bishop isn't here. If he takes that, he takes my rook in the back end. So if I were to do, let's just make up a random move, I protect this, he can move here attacking that, and there's nothing I could do, and that's just a loss of a lot of material. So I decided to prevent that by doing this. It's an inaccuracy, as you can see, but I still have a lot of advantage, so I'm still okay. At least I think so. So my opponent goes here, gives me a check. I see no other defense other than moving my king out the way. And my opponent here makes a blunder. And you see my eval bar shooting up again. So here I just want to show you kind of some of the problems I get into. I have 3 minutes at this time. My opponent has 7 minutes, 4 more minutes. I am clearly ahead on the evaluation. I am plus 3.6. I shouldn't be losing this game, but as you're going to see, to spoil the ending, I am going to lose this game. And it's mostly because of a couple of little blunders and, more importantly, sadly, time management issues. So I move here. I thought it was a good move. I'm attacking the knight. Everything's good. My opponent takes. I'm perfectly fine with that. It makes me happy. I want to exchange material. I take back. As you can see, I'm now down. I spent 30 minutes on those two. My opponent spent 4 seconds on those two moves. He decides it's time to start pushing his pawns. I'm looking at that now. That is a free pawn, isn't it? So I take it. Why is this a mistake? Can someone tell me why that is a mistake? So guys, can someone tell me how that's a mistake? I mean, I'm looking at it and I just don't see it. I'm attacking that, but I don't want to make that change. Why is this so bad? They could go here. I just take. That's not good. They could go here, and I got to retreat. Did I lose a tempo somewhere? I don't even know what tempo is, but I hear people talk about it. I simply don't know. So guys, my opponent makes this move, and I look at it, and I'm like, look, that looks like a free pawn to me. Shouldn't I take a free pawn? Makes sense. Look at that evaluation bar. I'm still winning. I'm still 1 point of material, but my evaluation bar is still 1 point in the positive, but apparently I should have moved my knight. And the only thing I could think of is if I move my knight, it's protected. I could then take this pawn, and then I can move my knight somewhere and, I don't know, have an attack on that. I guess that makes sense now that I think about it. So let's try to play this back. So instead of that, I go here. Let's say he just plays a random move to protect. It's the best move, good. Looks like I could think a little bit. I go say, hey, that is a free pawn. Now that I cut it off. So in this position, I needed to cut off that rook, take the pawn, and that would have been the right move order, but I didn't. So I took, My opponent moved his bishop to g4. I, for the life of me, can't see the value of that. So I see that there's a lot free pawn here. I'm just gobbling up free pawns. I think that's the smart thing to do. So, yep, I'm up 3.8 in material again. Everything's good and dandy. My opponent moves there, takes over the open file. I'm okay with that. Or I thought I was. I decide to move back, attacking this rook. I would love that exchange. I'd be winning. But my opponent does that. And I instantly don't know exactly what to do here. Even looking at it now, I don't know what the right move is. Maybe the right move is to move this all the way here and then offer an exchange. No, because that'd be awful. So I move here, he takes, I take. Yeah, that's horrific. That is a terrible, terrible move. And I think I probably saw that during the game and rejected it. So what is a good move? Maybe could have moved that here. Offer a trade. Let's see what I ended up doing. I decided to protect my knight, which was an excellent move. So I apparently did better in the game than I am doing now. Yeah. So as you see here, again, 1 minute and 13 seconds to 6:44. Ouch. He moves his rook back. I decide to continue with my plan on trading material. Since I'm up 4, I feel like this is the right thing to do. He takes, I take. Everything so far looks good. So guys, he moves his rook back into my second rank, and here I make a blunder. I go from +4 to negative 6.7. That's a 10 evaluation spread there. Ouch. I could just say what I was thinking at the time is I need to continue to trade off pieces. And to do that, we could do a take, 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 take. But as you can see, that ends up in a mate in 1. That does not work in my favor. Luckily, my opponent did not see that, but sadly, I'm still going to lose this game, as you're going to find out. So my opponent takes a free pawn, which makes me feel great because, well, at that time it doesn't, but now you can see my evaluation bar goes up. So he takes a free pawn. I decide to again offer a rook trade. That is my goal, to trade off these rooks. The less material he has, the less he has to attack me, the better chances I have to win. He ignores my rook trade and continues to gobble up another pawn. So I'm only up 2 pieces of material. I'm just losing pawns left and right. I'm not forcing him to do a rook trade. I'm just offering it. And he's correctly deducing that he should not. So I then do this again. And as you can see, lose all my advantage. This is a genius move. So my thought process again was take, take, but then take, checkmate. It's mate in 1. Every situation, and I didn't even see all of this, which is the saddest part. I did not see any of this. So he's trying to let me win this game. He's doing his best. He's really going after it. But like a really smart person that I am throwing this. So I go here, and he does the queen And as you can see here, I got 4 seconds left. I got no time to think really, and I haven't had after less than a minute. I got 3 seconds and no pre-moves enabled. He moves there. I move there. Not really, just I don't have any options. He takes. I resign, or I give up. I run out of time. So yeah, that is my level of chess. So I want to show you one other game real quick. So here is my most recent game. And I start again with e4 because there's nothing else that exists. My opponent is not taking the center, so I'm taking as much as the center as possible. My opponent is still not moving for the center, so I'm just doing normal development. This is weird to me on my opponent's side. As you can see from the evaluation bar, I'm already up 0.7 and haven't done anything but do natural moves. I decide to continue my normal development and develop my knight. This is just strange. So strange at 600 elo. But okay. Continue my development. Continue my development. Knight out the way. I haven't taken a single piece of material. Haven't lost a single piece of material. And I'm almost up 2 points of advantage. And I learned recently about like the golden moves of chess. I am very close to completing the golden moves of chess. I guess I just need 2 more left. Move the knight over, put the queen up front, move the rook over, and or 3 moves I guess away from the golden moves of chess. So yep, my opponent finally strikes out in the middle. Not a good move. That is protected 3 different ways. I take, she takes, I move over, pinning that knight to the king. The king moves over. I then develop my rook to the e file. My opponent pushes a pawn, which is a mistake, as you can see from the evaluation bar. And I take. I don't know why that's a great move, by the way. It's just common sense. My opponent develops her knight. I continue to take with a discovered attack on the queen, so the queen has to move. The queen does move. Here there's a mate in 1, and I did not see it, and so now I'm going to go look for it. Oh, I see it now. Tunnel vision, guys, this is a problem. My rook is on that square, that is on that square. If I move that there, it's got the knight and the king in check, and the king has no available squares. Wait. Yeah, it has none because my bishop would be there on that. So yeah, this is how you miss checkmate on 1. So I move my queen. Don't know why that's such a negative there, or a mistake, because normal development, I guess I could move it up more. I could have taken that. Oh, it's a mistake because, sorry, I already forgot. It's a mistake because I had a mate in 1. I think developing your queen is normal. I guess I should have just taken that because that would have been a free pawn. But we move. I decide to do this because either way I either win a queen or a knight, and I'm looking to do even exchange of material since I'm up a pawn. I go through my plan, convert that. I then move my knight here, attacking the bishop, and it's protected by the queen. He decides to move his bishop to attack my knight, forcing me to either go forward with my plan or further defend it. I go forward with my plan because it's my plan and I'm going to do it. This I could only assume was a mouse slip. And by the way, I want to go back. this was okay, and I saw this. This was an okay move because this is defending. This knight is defending my queen. So if it were to exchange, I'm just doing an exchange, and I'm okay in that situation. I'm doing better actually. So I take here. That has to be a mouse slip. There's no way that wasn't. I take the free queen. Now I have a mate in 6 on the board. Of course, I don't see it. I don't even see mate in 1. You think I'm going to see a mate in 6? Not a chance. So I go here. I see a check, and I'm going to win that bishop because I'm still on the let's just exchange material. I don't care that I'm going to lose two, was it a knight? Yeah, 2 knights for just 1. I'm perfectly okay with that. Actually, I can't because that is protected. Again, a mate in 5. I could have seen that putting in check. It's protected, but I do it this way. That's perfectly fine, I guess. The end result was a win. My opponent moves the rook over. For some reason, I couldn't understand it. I take. He takes back with it. She takes back with her queen. I decide to double up my queen and my rook, so now I have a bit of a battering ram pointing at this knight. It's pinned. It can't go anywhere. And not only is it pinned, this is mate in 1 now. If I had just seen it, now again, 600 elo, you miss mate in 1. In fact, if I find a mate in 1, report me for cheating because there's no way I see a mate in 1. This is a mate in 1. I did not see it. I'm still on. I am clearly up in material. I'm going to win this game. Let's just do trades. This is a mistake only in that there was a mate in 1. So I went from a mate in 1 to a mate in 3. So here, that happens. I'd go move my queen. She has to move over. I do a bit of a move over my rook 1 flank, and I'm about to deliver a ladder checkmate when my opponent resigns. So yeah, that is my current level. Did you laugh? Did you cry? I know I did. I love that in my review I made worse moves at times than in my actual play when I was in time scramble, and other times I clearly made much better or thought about much better plans in my review, which is what you would expect. But yeah, chess is hard. No doubt about it. Chess is hard. Alright guys, so the next episode I'm going to have some actual gameplay, and hopefully by then I can start learning some openings too, so I'm not just doing one thing over and over again. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Later.